As chances of any deal between Iran and United States is reducing to zero, European Union is going to do what it can to avoid full collapse of the negotiations. Iran's position to reach a deal with the United States and also 3 European countries is not as fierce as before. The government believes that working with neighbors, India, Russia and China, which are getting closer to Tehran as of the Ukraine war, could be enough for Islamic Republic to continue managing its economy. Although I don't think that this would be enough because, in my opinion, Iran's economic problems mostly stem from the internal lack of management. So while Tehran is less enthusiastic for a deal like before, US is also fiercely insisting on its position not to make any concessions, despite the fact that after Russia invaded Ukraine, many thought that Washington would become less arrogant in regard to Iran, not to let Tehran get closer to Moscow, or at least to re-enter Iranian energy to the oil and gas market instead of Russian products. But the Biden administration is choosing a more hardline attitude towards Tehran, even more than the Trump one. Now, based on reports, Tehran has indirectly proposed to White House to remove sanctions against a military fraction of this country, which works in economic spheres, and this seems to be a valid request because Iran wants to be able to use economic benefits of any deal. Today it was announced in Tehran that European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell will travel to Tehran for discussions on efforts to revive the country's 2015 nuclear deal. News of the previously unannounced visit comes after Amir Abdullahian, the foreign minister of Iran, said last week that Tehran still believes the negotiations can succeed. The talks in Vienna, which began in April last year, aimed to return the United States to the nuclear deal, including through the lifting of sanctions on Iran, and to ensure that Tehran would comply also with its commitments. But the negotiations have been stalled since March amid differences between Tehran and Washington. The deal, known formally as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action or JCPOA, gave Iran relief from sanctions in return for guarantees it could not develop a nuclear weapon, something that Tehran has always denied wanting to. And based on IAEA, while Tehran was complying with its commitments, the Trump ended it without any reasonable justification. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and don't forget to write your opinion down in the comments.